Yeah. I'm live now, guys. Who is with me? Who is ready to learn tonight? Welcome, friends. This is the show where we have powerful conversations around the reading life. Yes, we also talk about personal growth in general. We'll be deliberating on the subject of unraveling your core values. And we ran it off last week. I said I was going to continue from the place of self reflection today. If today is your first time joining me on a platform like this to learn from me, please let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching this on the replay, tell me your name and where you are joining me from. I'll be so glad to connect with you. And if you are interested in joining my community, you are more than welcome. Um, you can check the description in this very video. There is a link to our Telegram community. Please join us there because we always give first-hand updates about all our programs and athletes. I see my girl in the room. I'm girly. How you doing? Welcome to class, Kennedy. All right, Kennedy, you're welcome. So we're talking about understanding the power of self-reflection. I recommended several books last week. If you went ahead to get any of the book to read, let me know in the comments which of the book you read. I did recommended 5 books. If you want to know about those books, go check out the previous live session before this one. You're going to be able to have access to all the books that we interacted with already. Okay, so if you can hear me loud and clear, do let me know in the comments that you can hear me. I hope my audio is cleared enough. Okay, so friends, I celebrate you all. Welcome to class once again. So we're discussing the understand the power of self-reflection today, and the subtitle says establishing rituals or habits that promote introspection and personal growth. Looking at this very dimension, I've been thinking. I know that there are several rituals and habits that we can begin to delve into when it comes to integrating introspection and self-reflection into our personal lives. But then I've been thinking how we can really exhaust this aspect. Okay, thank you, Mom Girlie. Guys, take a screenshot, go and share on your various platforms, your your WhatsApp status, your Facebook. Go and share so that they can join us. Others can join us. Share the link to this live session. Copy the link and then share with them. Like this post, like this video as well. All right, so that others can see what's ongoing here. There's so much to learn when it comes to this very aspect of life. So I was discussing with you guys that I've been trying to look at how we can begin to learn the different compartments. There are several rituals that can help us establish and promote introspections in our lives. Of course, many of us we don't introspect. If I may ask you, do you introspect? I think that there are areas that we're still lagging. There are areas that we are not meeting up to expectation already. So today I'm going to recommend the book. It's a very powerful and profound book by, if you see me looking down like this, you know that I'm looking at my content here. Okay, so I'm going to be recommending the book by Ryder Carroll, okay, or Ryder Carroll, Ryder Carroll, Carroll. The title of the book is The Bullet Journal Method. The Bullet Journal Method. I'm going to see how I share it in the e-library. So if you're not a subscriber to our e-library, from the Telegram forum, you can reach out to me so that you can subscribe. Or if you have access to our contacts, my contacts, you can reach out to me as well so that you can subscribe. Okay, so with that being said, the bullet journal method by Ryder Carroll. So the subtitle says use bullet journaling to clarify, prioritize, schedule, and reflect on your task and goals. That is really profound. Somebody should put the name and the title together so that we can have it on our display here. for the sake of those that will be watching the replay as well. Okay, so the bullet journal method by Ryder Carroll. There are several books on journaling. I like this book because, according to the author, just going to Instagram alone and then you type the hashtag bullet journal method or the Bujo, Bujo. That's the short form for bullet journal. Bujo. Okay, you're going to see more than 6 million posts already around this recipe. So it's a very important aspect of our growth, of our personal transformation. Okay, so it's important. You can read through the book within the week. You can also skim through it. Okay, so when we talk about the power of reflection, it refers to the practice of introspection, the examination of your thoughts, your feelings, and your action. In some of the days or sessions as we continue on this journey, hopefully we'll be using slides to teach, but I'm not too certain for now because of other commitments. But then you can always bring your pen and your paper so you can take notes. Okay, so it's really about introspecting and examining your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. All right. It also involves taking the time to consciously think about and analyze your experience, your behavior, your beliefs in order to gain insight, gain self-awareness, and personal growth. This is so profound, guys. When it comes to really experiencing peace in all dimensions and in our lives on a personal level, you realize that there's just so much we really need to begin to look into. There's so much we need to begin to deliberately look into if we truly, truly want to experience peace in our hearts, want to experience productivity, want to be able to make more monies, spiritually want to soar, whatever it is. So the power of self-reflection is really centered around your ability to sit down and introspect, examine your life, examine the way you think. Now, I posted something on my Facebook, on the Leaders Facebook page. I think it was last week, and I said, learn how to detach yourself from your thoughts so that you can lead the life of peace. I see Jemima, how you doing? Welcome to class. Yes, Ma'am Gelly, thank you for sharing. The power of reflection refers to examining your thoughts, feelings, and action. So please, as you are here, type as well in the room so that those that cannot hear me clearly can also see what we are learning. So I posted that thought on my page, and I said, learn how to detach yourself from your thoughts because because if you want to lead the life of peace, you must learn how to detach. Yeah. Now, examining it means that you are looking at it from, like your thought is inside the frame. You are outside the frame right now. You are examining the thoughts. You are examining the behaviors, the belief system. Why do I think this way? Why do I behave this way? That is what it is. Okay. That is what it is, guys. So, when you attach yourself to your thoughts, because thought controls our actions, it controls our emotions as well, the way we feel about things. So when you hold on to a particular thought for a long time, you hold on to it, you're like, I'm not going to let you go unless you bless me. The thought is definitely going to bless you. It is definitely going to bless you. The reason it's going to bless you is because you have not been able to sort of, detach yourself from it. So if it's a negative thought, that's why people are depressed. If it's a negative thought, it's going to be a problem. If it's a positive thought, maybe you'll be overmotivated all the time. So detaching yourself from your thought means that you have to be able to review your thoughts. You have to be able to examine it, put it on a scale, look at it back and front, and be able to ask yourself some kind of questions. Is this thought empowering my life? Okay, I've come to understand that our thoughts can affect our productivity. The reason people procrastinate, the reason they are not able to do the needful is as a result of sabotages, right? And sabotages are usually very emotional situations because they are embedded in our subconscious conditioning. So, because these things are sabotages, they are rested in your subconscious, they are emotional, they have so much weight, they have so much strength upon your life, then it is always very difficult most times for you to become productive, especially if you are in the negative in terms of your thought process. So I said you have to be able to detach yourself so you can lead a life of peace. How do you detach yourself when you are not very good with introspection? Yeah, when you are not very good with understanding how to analyze your life. I think there was a time I also said something around really taking a step backward, okay, on a daily basis, maybe for 10 minutes. Yes, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be for hours on end. You're like, oh, what are you doing? You've been there for 2 hours. Like, okay, I'm introspecting. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay, some research even says that if you cannot do it every day, maybe twice in a week is even okay, right? You can start from there till it becomes your personality. If you have been able to stay put on the path of this set of reviews again and again, you discover that it is a very beautiful thing. It is so interesting. It is so interesting, guys. So sweet, delicious. When you sit with your thoughts and you review it again and again, you're going to begin to see yourself coming up refined. Those things that have stalled you for a long time, that have kept you in one position, that you're not able to live the life that you ought to be living, they are going to be fizzling away. They are going to be going away gradually. And then you see yourself bouncing back in the place of strength. Okay, if you see yourself not being able to do certain things, before you know it, you're tired, you're weak, you're not able to really build that momentum, that energy that is needed for execution. You should be rest assured that your challenge is the fact that your thought processes has not been worked upon. It has not been worked on. So you need to understand the concept of what introspection. With it, you can also begin to examine how you feel. Feelings are very powerful. There are times you're just feeling muchi muchi. How many of you can relate to that? If you can relate, type in the comment that you can relate. You're just feeling muchi muchi. Your body system, your characteristics, they are not functioning well. They are not functioning at their optimal best, right? You're just feeling somehow. Or maybe you went to a certain environment, they said some things, and you left and you came back and you're like, oh my God, hmm, that was quite wonderful. um I don't think I would ever. Have you ever visited an old time friend, right? You visited, maybe it's been long you met the friend, and you're like, let me go and have a conversation with my friend, maybe somewhere at a bar, a restaurant, whatever. Like you just want to go catch up with your oldies. And then you come back home after a long time conversation and you're like, oh my God, I'm drained. That is it. And then you now begin to have a certain feeling. Okay, it also happens most times when you eat food. That's why most nutritionists will tell you if you feel bad about eating certain food, maybe after eating the food you're not feeling somehow, don't eat that food again. It means that the food is not good, because feelings are the ways and manner at which our emotions speaks. Feelings are the voice of our emotions. Do you get that? Feelings are the voice of our what? Emotions. So the way your just like we have intuition as the voice of our spirit, right? Intuition, some people call them instinct, right? Those are the voice of our spirit, right? However you want to categorize it. So feelings are the voice of our what? Of our emotions. So if you're feeling a certain way, you should now begin to understand that okay, there's something wrong with my emotion right now. Am I having a negative emotion? Am I having a positive emotion? All right, just like when you are excited. In the place of really introspecting, we'll be meant to understand that we need to give attention or even have what we call emotional vocabulary, right? Emotional vocabulary list. Okay, somebody should type that in the comment. Emotional vocabulary list, where you have words to describe your emotions. Some people are feeling a certain way, they don't have words to describe their emotions. Okay, like you are feeling sad, you know that I'm just sad. You're feeling depressed. Oh my God, I'm depressed. I'm excited. I'm elated. Give me the words for your emotions, guys. If you can hear me, the comment. Tell me some of those words. I'm excited. I'm depressed. Okay, sometimes people are not even depressed. They are just having issues in one way or the other, but because they don't have the right vocabulary to express themselves, they just say they are depressed. Okay, um, that doesn't look beautiful. There are ways that you express yourself. If you have a vocabulary list, it means that when you are having a certain emotional ups or downs, you can understand how to name them. Because whatever it is you can name, you can tame, right? Why is it that when you give birth to your child, you have to name your child? Because that child has been given to you for mentorship. All right, that child has been given to you for you to be able to tame the child. Whoever you cannot name, it's going to be possible. It's going to be very difficult for you to tame that personality. It's going to be very impossible for you to tame that situation. So if you are feeling bad, you're feeling sad, you know, you have to be able to give a name to it. That's it. Girly says I feel tired most of the time, especially after eating. Ah, you have to check your food. Well, most times digestive process takes a bit of some time, and when you eat certain food, your body will need to go to the state of rest, so that that's why they always say that food is. I think I've heard it from Tony Robbins again and again, that food is not the best source of energy generation. It's not the best because when you eat, your body goes into the place of inertia, and they want to rest, they want to sleep. Okay, yes, whatever you cannot name, and whatever you can name, you can tame. You cannot name it, you cannot also tame it. All right. So that looks like a rhyme. Okay. So emotional vocabulary, you have to have it. Just like you have vocabulary lists for your finances. We call this jargon, right? Jargon in English. Call it jargon or register. All right. Say what are the jargons in the world of law, in the world of medicine, in the world of accountancy, entertainment. There are jargons in those different areas. So, what are the jargons in your emotional vocabulary list? Okay, so that you can be able to tame situations. So, you see that introspection is such a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful one, it's lovely if you can take it up seriously. In fact, while I was also carrying out my research, I was just like, I think there's so much we have to begin to engage in to just help us navigate our journeys going forward. Maybe you can begin to have retreats, you can begin to have, however, I want to name it, maybe just like a gathering, maybe for 7 days, for 10 days, and we're just in this very experience back and forth, um, and we are really going deep into our thought process, okay, to really unravel key findings that will help position us for what is necessary. So self-reflection allows us to be able to gain clarity, okay, to gain clarity. That's why the book I recommended already, if you were here, I said the title of the book is The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll. Okay, use bullet journaling to clarify, prioritize, schedule, and reflect on your task and goal. That's the subtitle. Okay, so self-reflection allows individuals to gain clarity, to develop self-awareness. You can just type them briefly. Self-awareness. It also helps to enhance your learning, because the more you are able to reflect on your past successes and failures, it's going to allow you to be able to extract valuable lessons and insight from all your experiences. It also fosters emotional intelligence. It promotes personal growth. Okay, that is beautiful. Okay, so for you to be able to achieve self-reflection, there are several things you can do. There are several steps you can take. But today we're going to be deliberating on journaling. Yeah, we're going to be deliberating on journaling. Okay, there are several things you can do. Number one, I said you must be able to allocate time. Remember, I said it could just be once in a week, it could be twice in a week. Okay, if you are keen on really building capacity in this area, maybe you should do it every day, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes daily. Sit still. Somebody said in a quote that the most difficult thing on earth is the ability to sit down. My God, the most difficult thing on earth right now is the ability to just sit down quietly and don't say anything. Just be by yourself. That is the most difficult thing. So you must be able to allocate time for reflection. You must be able to find a quiet space. You must also be able to ask yourself thought-provoking questions. Remember, I call it empowering questions. Okay, so questions like, what are my core values and beliefs? What are my biggest accomplishments and challenges right now? How do I feel about my current circumstances and relationship? What am I grateful for in my life? What lessons have I learned recently? Okay, so if you have those focusing questions, maybe you can just start there. I think you remember when we looked into the work of J. Papasan in our book Motivation Monday, we spoke about the focusing question, right? So, what lessons have I learned recently? What am I grateful for in my life? The another way to also begin to practice this self-reflection, the other rituals you have to, these are all rituals. Okay, the other one is journaling. All right, so I'm really keen on journaling, so I'm going to be taking us deeper in the world of journaling. So don't run away from this session because you're going to be learning so much. So journaling, and then we also look at how to practice mindfulness is also a way to reflect. Honesty, okay, be honest and open. um there's this big five personality traits. There's the part that has to do with openness to experience, the ocean methodology of unraveling personality. Okay, oh, there is openness to experience, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Neuroticism. So the O there is for openness to experience. All right. So for you to reflect, you must have the attitude to be honest and open with yourself. Okay. If things are not working well, be honest with yourself. Sometimes you even need an accountability partner to speak with. All right. To reflect and begin to tell them, okay, this is what I'm going through right now. It seems this thing is not working for me. What should I begin to do? Just that sometimes we want to mind our own business. Okay. It's just that sometimes we want to mind our own business. We're not willing to be deliberate. We're not willing to be expressive of what it looks like for us, of what our true thoughts are. So it's very important. Setting goals for our growth is also a way to introspect. Okay, seeking feedback and support, like I said already. So now let's look at the cocoa. Remember, I've also said something about labeling your emotions. It's also a way to introspect, actually. So if you go back home now, you can tell yourself, I want to put out about 20 words for naming my emotions. Now, it mustn't be negative, right? It mustn't be negative words. It could be beautiful words, right? So another one is practicing of gratitude. It's another way to introspect. Practicing of gratitude. Meditation also. Prayers is also a way to introspect. It's just that most times when we pray, we don't stay intentional in our prayers. We're just saying certain prayer points because maybe it has been written somewhere or we've been told to say them. But then your ability to be able to process the thoughts as you pray and meditate is important. Okay, so let's go deep into journaling. Like I said already, how many of you are interested in this? If you're interested, tell me I'm interested. So I've been able to build the foundation for us for this first 30 minutes into the session. So the next 30 minutes, we're going to be looking into journaling. Like I've said several things, right? I could have spoken more about goal setting. I think I've also shared a lot around goal setting. Maybe in some sessions, I would also go into that. I could have also spoken about um, maybe gratitude. Uh, I also spoke about labeling your emotions, but then asking yourself empowering questions, beautiful. But then I want to talk to us around journaling. Journaling is at my heart this evening. Okay, let's get deep into journaling. Somebody say deep, 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 type deep in the room. So I have about 10 ways I'm going to define journaling for us here. 10 different ways. So that whenever somebody says, what is journaling? You'll be like, oh my God, okay, Coach has really said this around journaling. Or maybe before now, you used to just think that journaling is journaling. Okay, before we look at those definitions, these are some other words that can be referred to as journaling. They are like, if you go to the dictionary now, you're going to see them as antonyms. Okay, journaling, we have writing therapy. Type it. As I'm saying these things, be typing them in the room. We have writing therapy. Um, it's also another way of saying it is journaling. Okay, so guys, if you are here with me, I want to really do something around reading therapy. Reading therapy. You know, I shared it before. I used to do something around bibliotherapy. Bibliotherapy. Remember, when you are coming for Readers Public Show, it's a place to think. You are thinking with me. So I'm not just here to give you all everything. When you are here, be ready to think as well. This is a research process that you have to go deep into so that at the end of the day, you are able to begin to think critically on a deeper level. Take yourself beyond this level. In fact, recently I've been telling myself, I think we need to change the name of our show to a different name. But I've been brainstorming on that for the past few months, but I've not gotten the liberty to. For now, it's still the Readers Public Show. Maybe with time we may have to shift the name to something else that will cut across all the things that we're offering, because we don't only talk about reading, we talk about different things. So, so I've been looking at really going into that project um, again. I did it a lot in 2020. I'm looking at going back into it. So if you have a name for me, maybe you can just use reading therapy, possibly. I used to call it reading bibliotherapy. Yes, I used to call it that, reading bibliotherapy. I saw some of my flyers recently and I was just laughing. I was like, oh my God, Coach Faith, you have done so many programs. So trust me, I've done, okay, I used to do only, I've done relationship bibliotherapy. I don't think I've done any other type of therapy. Maybe as we continue on this journey, I'm going to come up with other forms of therapy. But most times, the challenge is time because of other engagement. We have so many things we want to do within a short space of time. Yes, that's it, I'm Jenny. Bibliotherapy, the use of reading materials for help in solving personal problems of a psychiatric therapy. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. You're correct. So I've been thinking about really going back to that form of therapy. So I used to do relationship bibliotherapy, and it was really profound. We'll go back to it. We'll look at we start from relationship as the case may be. Okay, so as I saw this writing therapy earlier when I was researching, I just remember reading therapy. So we can have therapy for different reasons actually, but then journaling can also be referred to as writing therapy. Okay, writing therapy. Then we have another word for it is personal writing. Guys, personal writing. If you're listening to me, I hope you're not in the kitchen and you're with your earphone just listening. I hope you're here with me. As you can see, three of you in the room, which is really profound. It's enough to start a generation. Okay, so we have personal therapy. We have um, diary keeping. Another thing I want to say, guys, for showing up in the class, I would love to encourage you to give me summaries of what you learned in bullet points or in written format, so we can also use it as a way to talk to other people to join us. So if you will, you can send that to my inbox as you're taking your notes. Okay, we'll use that to talk to our community to join us. I'm loving the bookshelf behind you more and more each time I see it, coach. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Personal therapy. Okay, we can also look at that. You are giving us another name, Jemima, diary keeping. Okay, beautiful. Diary keeping. Okay, I've said that already. Okay, so we have diary keeping. We have diary keeping. We have we have reflection writing. Somebody should type that. Is it only Jemima that can hear me? Others aren't typing. We have reflection writing. That's another way to express journaling. We have self-expression. Self-expression. Then we have note taking. Note taking is also journaling. We have creative writing. Creative writing is also journaling. We have record keeping. Record keeping is journaling as well. We have narrative writing, and then we have memoir writing. There are more to this. Okay, you can go check out more ways to express it. Okay, I think I don't know which one you love most. Tell me the one you love most. For me, I love writing therapy. I love personal writing. I love diary keeping, reflection writing, self-expression. These ones looks like something somehow new. We have seen note taking, creative writing. I also like it as record. I love it as memoir writing as well. Um, Memoir writing, narrative writing. Essentially saying analytic writing. Mm, I think essential analytic is going to come afterward, after you have finished writing and you are going back to brainstorm upon what you have written down after some time. I think that's when analytic will come in. Because when you are doing your journaling, you brain dump all the things in your mind. So you are not even analyzing whether you are right or wrong. You're just pouring all your thoughts. Okay? You're pouring all your thoughts somewhere, dumping them somewhere. More like when you are finished cooking for the day, you make sure that you pack all the things that are made up. Some of them may look like dirt, then you go store them somewhere, right? So maybe later on, when you have people that are peddlers, they come around and they are sorting out your dump or your refuse. They are sorting them out and they are picking out goodies that they want to go and sell. You'll be like, oh, those things were good. So for you right now, you're the one doing the dummy or dumping of the the refuse of all your thought processes, both good and bad. And at the end of the day, you are still the same person. Please take a screenshot, guys, and go share to our various platforms so that they can join us. Okay? So that at the end of the day, you are still the same person who will go back to your refuse dump that you think is a refuse dump. And then you now begin to analyze and you see that, wow, there's actually beauty even in that dump, in that refuse. Okay? Yes, it's brain dummy or dumping. It brings clarity of mind. It frees you of a lot of issues that you may be having. It frees you from them. So let's look at some quotes by some amazing people who have gone ahead of us in the place of journaling. Okay, Christina Badway says journaling is a voyage to the interior. My God, it is time to think about it. It's time to brainstorm on that. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Journal writing is a voyage, it's a journey to the interior, like the interior. Now, you have done all your work in the day, you have been up and down, bass, we must make it in this life, we must do this, we must do that, we must take care of our children, we must take care of our wives, our husband, our families. You are done with all the hassles of life. Then you come back home. That coming back home is the time you now begin to go inward. Now, the challenge with a lot of people is that they only face outward, they don't think about the inward. Knowing fully well that the inward is where the energy flows from to be able to manage the outward experience. Now, that's why by the time you keep on, bass goes back and forth, and in the inward experience, there is no calmness, there is no peace, there is no clarity. Before you know it, the synchronicity between the inward and the outward will not be there. Will not be there. Before you know, somebody is sick, somebody is depressed, somebody is feeling somehow. So there has to be a balance. Christina Badwin says journaling is a voyage, a journey to the interior. Number two, I have about 5 quotes here. Now I'm the quote woman. William Wordsworth says that you have to fill your paper with the breathings of your heart. My God. Your heart actually breathes. Your heart breathes. Your heart is your subconscious, guys. It is a subconscious. I don't know if you have seen this portion of the Bible that says, guide your heart with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. So the Bible was actually talking about the subconscious layer that you cannot just access like that. But the truth is, the window is always open, all right, to receive so many things even without your conscious permission, right? Even without your conscious permission. Do you get it? Even without your conscious permission, the what's it called now? The loop from the conscious conditioning to the subconscious is always open. And for that reason, you have to guide it with all diligence. So when you come back home after the issues, the challenges, and everything that you've done, You have to fill your paper with the breathings of your heart, because your heart is constantly breathing. It is constantly breathing back and forth. If you don't give it room for expressions, it is going to feel bad. It's going to clog up, right? Because there is no flow. So William Wordsworth says that you should fill your paper with the breathings of your heart. Look at the one I love so much as well. Robbie Sharma. Robbie Sharma, the author of A Leader Without No Title. Many of you have read that book. A Leader Without No Title. Robbie Sharma says that writing is in a journal reminds you of your goals, reminds you of your goals and of your learning in life, of your learning in life. It offers a place where you can hold a deliberate, thoughtful conversation with yourself. There are times you just read the Bible and so many thoughts just comes to heart. All right, you receive so much light at a certain dimension. What are you supposed to do? Pen it down. When you pen those things down and you come back later, you're going to begin to see frameworks, vivid expressions of frameworks, and be like, oh my God, really? I never thought so. I never thought so. Because the more you go back, you incubate on them, you build on them, you start seeing powerful structures, edifices coming up, you know, building up from what you have written down. So writing is a journal. Okay, writing in a journal or journaling reminds you of your goals, okay, and of your learning in life. It offers a place where you can hold a deliberate, thoughtful conversation with yourself. There are times you don't have nobody to talk to. You got no friends. You don't even trust nobody. Maybe you have issues with trust. You have not been able to heal from your past trauma. Maybe you need hypnotherapy session. Yes, you have not been able to heal from your past trauma. It's just a challenge. It's just a challenge. So writing in a journal reminds you of your goals, reminds you of your learning in life. It offers a place where you can hold a deliberate, thoughtful conversation. Then the fourth quote here says, journaling is like whispering. Journaling is like whispering to one's self and listening at the same time. It's like whispering to ourselves and listening at the same time. That is by Mina Murray. Then the last quote quickly says by Anne Frank, it says, I can shake off everything as I write. My sorrows disappear. My courage is reborn. Oh my God. I can shake off everything. My problems. He has taken my problems away. He has taken my sorrows away. I can shake it all off. I can shake off all my challenges. Okay? I can shake off everything when I write. I can remember there was one write up I did on my last birthday. If you did not read that write up, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to my profile, Faith Markets profile, because I have Faith Markets profile and I have Faith Markets page. I deliberately shared it on my profile because I have a lot of families, a lot of old oldies who knows me very well, who knew my story on that profile. I remember my secondary school teacher, chemistry and physics teacher, he read through the write-up and he sent me a DM. I was like, Faith, I was part of the story. And I told him, yes, sir, yes, yes, that's true. I'm going to write an episode concerning my experience with you because you really touched my life at some point. It gave me hope, it gave me courage to step up to do certain things. So I did that write-up on my birthday, my last birthday, and I posted it on my profile. Trust me, guys, I started writing, I did that write-up in less than 10 minutes. Yeah, in less than 10 minutes. But as I was writing, I was boiling. I was crying. I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. I was just crying. I was weeping. I was weeping. I was typing. I was writing. It was like me going back to how far it has been, how it all started. Since I can shake off everything as I write, my sorrows disappear, my courage is reborn. So the part of the courage that Anne Frank is talking about, I can really relate. The reason is because for me personally, One thing I've noticed about writing is that when you go back to reread, you can begin to trace your roots, where you are coming from, your past experiences, how they've been able to forge the person that you have become today, how they've been able to forge the personality that you have grown yourself to become today. I can really retrace it back. So courage is reborn. So I did that write up and I posted it on my page. In church, I came out deliberately to read that write up to members of the church because it was more like a moment for me to go back to where it all started. I really begin to thank God for how far He has brought me. Yes, I cried and I wept. So what am I saying in a nutshell? Journaling can do that. So after I finished crying, guys, I was healed of a lot of things. Yes, things that I didn't know that I was sick of. I was really healed of a lot of things just through that writing. So I believe and Frank when he says that he can shake off everything as he writes. My sorrows disappear. My courage is reborn. Whether you like it or not, if I press you in a certain area right now, a certain button in your life right now, you're going to weep. You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel sad. You're going to regret. You're going to be like, oh my God, is this me? They hold me. This happened to me. That is it. Do you get it, guys? So journaling is a beautiful thing. Are you falling in love with journaling already? So we're going to wrap it. We're going to round off today by looking at about 10 different ways to define journaling. 10 different ways to define journaling. So I've done my research. I've been able to come up with these 10 different ways to relate to what journaling means. Number one, personal reflection. Personal reflection. Journaling at this level involves the act of introspection, self reflections, where you write down your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences to gain insight into them and your life. Okay, so in the place of personal reflection, that's what you really write about your past, you write about your thoughts, how you are feeling, your experiences. So this is more like the general form of definitions that we always accrue journaling to most of the time. All right, whenever we talk about journaling, we are always relating to personal reflection. All right, your ability to just write down your thoughts, your ability to just introspect, write down your feelings, write down your pains, and you're just looking at it from that angle. That is what that is what most people think it to be, right? That is what most people think it to be for personal reflection. Okay, so for creative expression, journaling can also be used as a form of creative expression. It can serve as a creative outlet, allowing individuals to express themselves through their writing, drawing, collage, or other artistic means. Provides a space for unrestricted creativity and experimentation. So there was a time I had a lot of series. I did a lot of series on creativity. I think then we're still using the leaders Facebook group for the show like this every Friday. Okay, don't stress yourself. If you are a member, you have access to our e-library. All our previous videos from the inception, from when we started this show, January of 2022, they are all there. They are out there. So all you have to do is just go there and binge on them. If you can connect to all our videos that we've done over time, more than 50 different videos is even enough to start a coaching program. Because most of these sessions that I'm teaching you back to back, it's enough to start what a coaching athlete. So creativity is also a way to journal. When somebody says you need to be creative, okay, you see Coach Faith, she's running an idea, a project. Before you know, she comes up with another one. She comes up with another one. She's even telling you guys, I got no time to finish all that I want to express. I got no time. If I want to start expressing them one after the other on a weekly basis, I will not even finish them. But what time do I have to do all of that? Because if I'm bringing out a project, definitely I would have to advertise for people to get to know about the program. So the time it will take for people to know about the program, it takes 2 3 weeks. Then I will not talk about the program before I will now set up another one again. So there's not even enough time to do that. So what I'm saying, I think this show like this is one of the perfect way to continue to have conversations that will deepen people into what it means to learn and grow. Okay, creative expression. Journaling can serve as a means to what to outlet your creativity. Okay, to outlet your creativity, you express yourself in the form of writing, maybe in the form of drawing, in the form of impact project, whatever it is. Another thing in terms of definitions now is record keeping. Journaling also can serve as a means to keep record of whatever it is, maybe your documents, your ideas. How many of you have an idea bank here? I have an idea bank. Let me see. Look at me. I'm thinking we're in the physical space. I'm saying you should raise your hands. Yeah, you can use emojis to raise your hands. So I have an idea bank. If I'm to share my screen now and I show you my drive, you see the place where I wrote idea bank. So anytime there's an idea, I just dump them there. There are hundreds of them that I will never implement. Some of them I go back to remove them. So journaling is also a way to record your ideas, record your goals, record your achievement, record your achievement. Okay, it's going to help you to track your progress, organize your thoughts, and also preserve memories for the future. So if you've not been doing that before now, I think you should take it up seriously. Become deliberate around keeping records for those events, documents, and all of that. It's a way to do journaling. Okay. Then the next thing we want to talk about is therapeutic practice. So journaling is also a way to uh, to you know, apply therapeutic tools to yourself, more like to improve your mental health. I hear this all the time, especially from our white guys over there. You hear somebody be like, "Oh, my mental health, I'm having issues with this." I'm like, okay, in this part of the world, I don't know if we talk about it all the time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Even when you're having mental health, it's not your problem. We know one thing we know how to do in this part of the world that I am in Africa is that we know how to do what we call positive reframing a lot. In fact, I've been studying the trend recently. I'm like, these guys, they are very therapeutic on themselves. You can imagine looking at my country, Nigeria, the way things are happening right now, inflation here and there. You just see somebody who come on the internet and be eating and be saying, "Ah, we are okay, oh, we are okay in this country. Nothing is happening to us. Everything is working well." And you are wondering, is this person really okay? We know how to do positive reframing a lot, which is really therapeutic. You see another person will come on the internet and be dancing. There's one lady I saw, I've been watching her. She comes on the internet, she's a Nigerian, she comes on the internet and eats like the Chinese. So today she prepared indomie, that's noodles for the children, and then she brought the three sons. I don't know how many of you have seen the video, and then she placed these brooms. Brooms were a replacement for the Chinese chopping sticks, and then she placed them inside. The children were using to drag the noodles, and they were eating it. I'm like, people can do a lot around positive reframe. That's therapeutic. So we are blessed with that kind of attitude this part of the world. So sometimes when we're having problems, people out there, they are feeling sorry for us. Oh, we are not feeling sorry for ourselves. We are just feeling sorry for you as well. And we are laughing. So it's very important for us to begin to use journaling as a means for therapeutic practice. All right. It will help you to improve your mental health, your emotional health, to help you to process your emotions, cope with stress, and gain clarity. I can remember the session we had um, in January, Transcend January. Okay, you've not seen that. Okay, Transcend January of last year. I remember the session that we had, and that session was really therapeutic. I think we will need to revisit something like that. But this time around, we're going to just call it therapy sessions, reading therapy, maybe for an aspect, maybe for reading, and we just focus, maybe for relationship, and we just focus on that aspect, maybe for a period of 5 days, for a period of 7 days, and we really go deep and harness different areas of books, therapy. Guys, it's going to be interesting, right? It's going to be interesting, and then people just analyze, really brainstorm. They'll be giving worksheets for them to really look into their relationship from different perspectives, and they see how books and reading can really take them from where they are to the next level. I remember the That Transcend that we had, the very first edition. I can never forget the session in which we spoke so much about sabotages, productivity. It really touched people, honestly. Like, people knew that this is what they were gaining, this is what they were going for, and they really took out the time to analyze, go deep into themselves, and they got the best possible results in their life. So we're going to revisit that experience. Okay, look out for it, guys. We're going to revisit the experience. Yes, it's going to bless a lot of people because we know that when people can really look into an aspect of life for a long time, build knowledge, back to back, back to back, back to back, and you're like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. They are able to harness their thoughts in that regard. That's therapeutic. That's therapeutic. It brings healing. Today I was in the kitchen. I was preparing something today. Today I prepared banga soup, guys. Bright, welcome to class. Bright, it is called palm nut soup in Ghana. All right. So the first time I heard it as palm nut soup was from Mesal Tabel, one of my amazing man of God that really transformed my life in those days. So I heard it from Mesal Tabel, kept on saying palm nut soup, and I was like, "What's palm nut soup?" It was later I knew that he was talking about what we call banga soup. So I prepared banga soup today, guys, with all the spices. If you know how to prepare banga soup very well, you add the stick. There's a certain stick you add to the soup. It's I don't know if it's a spice anyway. It has a way of garnishing the soup. We add the beletete leaf. I added a bit of bitter leaf, and I used goat meat. I used dry fish and some other collections. In addition, it was so sweet and delicious. I gave my children to go and eat. Before I knew it, they ran out of the. I was like, "Mom, we are done. We need more." I'm like, "You guys don't know that it took me almost 2 hours to prepare this food." Nonetheless, I was in the kitchen, and I was just asking myself, God, how can I really help people? How can I really help people to begin to understand that there is light in reading? I want to help people because I was dealing with a situation around somebody who was really going through crisis. Don't worry, Jima, when you come around, but I don't cook it all the time, maybe once in 2 months or once in a month. It's really stressful. So I was I was just deliberating and I was like, God, how do I even begin to really you know help myself, help these people? Because a lot of times when I tell people that reading is beautiful, they don't understand. How many of you can relate? They don't understand. But how can I begin to help them so that they know that reading is beautiful? Because sometimes when you just listen to somebody's situation, you know that their challenge is lack of knowledge. The word of God says in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6 that because of lack of knowledge, people are destroyed. And he went further to say, the first time I've been hearing that quotation in the Bible, but I never read it myself. But the first time I read it, and the second part of it says, because they have rejected knowledge, I will not only reject them, I will reject their children. Because there is a system that has been set. Remember, there is a system that has been set beyond their patterns, beyond their lifestyle, that is going to be replicated in the life of the children. And because that is replicated in the life of the children, then it's going to be a struggle to even redeem them. When the sunshine is coming, okay, I'm waiting for you. Okay, it's going to be a struggle for me to even redeem them. So that's why most times the rich will tell you, I don't want my kids to marry the poor. And before now, you'll be like, oh, it's a bad thing. Why would you say that? But the truth is, poverty is not in the pocket. It's not in how much you have in the bank account. It's in your thinking. So there's a certain level at which you think. I was just having a conversation with my husband. I said that is why God had to take heaven very, very far. Because if you are not thinking right, you're going to disturb him a lot. You're going to disturb him because you keep coming with your problem. The things that you can solve, you come again. God, come and help me. Oh. You knock at the door. God, I'm here now. And you forgot to answer me on this because you are not ready to think. So you have to take heaven very, very far. So that before you will even see him, before you connect with him, you have to seek him. You have to pray. You have to connect. You have to study your Bible. So it will take a lot of work. And many people are not willing to do that work. Many people are not willing to do that work. So the truth is, I was just meditating. How do I begin to help these people? God help me. God help me. Because the problem we have in our world today, if people can just begin to deal with knowledge, they will not have mental issues. Yes, they will not have mental issues. Yes, I even went further to say that you guys are laughing. That if Elon Musk decides to say, I'm no longer okay in this very realm I have carried my life to, I want to go further, God will still shift it. He will shift the heaven very far so that they cannot get to him. I'm just saying, because God doesn't want us to disturb him so much for the things that we can do for ourselves. So, my grandmother told me a very funny story when I was much younger. That the reason God shifted heaven very far is because we were misusing the resources. Because heaven used to be very close. I don't know how many of you have heard that story. Anyway, that's by the time. Maybe next time I will deliberate more on that story. Our time is almost up now. So I was just deliberating on it, and a lot were coming to my heart. Thank God I'm gaining that light right now, even as I'm having this conversation with you, that I could even begin to, step up and do things around therapy sessions for different arenas of life. Make it free because people are not willing to read in the first place. So when you make it free, they come and see what is ongoing and they want to go deeper by themselves. Okay. So we could get people who volunteer to read these books. Maybe people like Jemima, book analysis people, they'll come and read and teach these people. Okay. So guys, that is it. Therapeutic practice. That journaling is a therapeutic practice. It is for you. You don't want to have mental issues when you are now maybe 70, you're having Alzheimer's disease. All right, you're having Alzheimer's, what do they call it, right? Parkinson, because you have not been able to work on your mental health. Okay, journaling is also a problem solving tool. It allows individuals to brainstorm, explore different perspectives. Okay, so it's a soft skill that you have to learn, you have to practice. So it's also a brainstorming tool. Okay, it's a problem solving tool. Whenever I talk about problem solving, you can also begin to teach children around us how they can brainstorm on ideas, explore different perspectives, evaluate potential solutions in a structured and organized manner. Okay, it also promotes critical thinking and making decisions. Remember, I'm giving definitions in different ways. Another one is journaling can also be a tool for gratitude practice, because when time you constantly record the things that you are thankful for, the things that you have achieved over the years that you are grateful for, all right, it will help to foster this positive approach to life. Because most times the reason we feel bad is because we are thinking of what we don't have. We're thinking of what we have not been able to achieve. If you have any question, you can drop them, guys. I will take the next 5 minutes to address your questions. We're thinking of what we have not been able to achieve, what we have not been able to accomplish. Those are the things we are thinking about. That's why we are not getting it. So if you have a journal for gratitude, I think there was a time I spoke on journaling and I said you could actually have different books. You could actually have different books, or you can do what I normally do. Let me find of my notice here. Okay, you can do what I normally do. I'll get a notebook that has 10 different. How many of you know that book, those sort of books? 10 in one books, 10 in one, or 81, depending, or 5 in one, very big ones. And then you can session them into those parts, and you can put here gratitude journaling. Um, Okay, gratitude journaling. You can have how many of them have I mentioned? Problem solving journaling. You can have therapeutic journaling, record keeping, creative expressions. I'm in love with this creative expression aspect because we just get to talk more about creativity. Okay, you could even have a bibliotherapy session where all we talk about is just creativity. We help people build structures on how they can unravel themselves. Okay, okay, so goal setting and planning. Goal setting and planning is also very important. It's a way to journaling can also help you set your goals. The truth is, when you keep talking about your accomplishment, the things you are yet to accomplish, and all of that, it is going to really set you up on fire so you can track your progress to achieve your goals. It also will provide that safe space for you to break down your objective. Okay. Another way journaling can also be defined is through the eyes of self-discovery and growth. Journaling facilitates self-discovery by encouraging individuals to explore their values, their beliefs, okay, their strengths and weaknesses. It promotes personal growth and more. Yes, Mr. Bright, it says this edition is worth listening to. Somebody should take a screenshot of all of these things. So Jemima, be taking screenshots so that we can use them for our reminders for those that are not showing up, but they know what they are missing. Okay, so journaling facilitates self-discovery by encouraging individuals to sort of explore their values. Now, I'm so big on this, exploring your values. Next month, I'm going to be posting, is it next month? Yes, I think next month I'm going to be hosting a program on um, personal development workshop. Yeah, I'm going to be having a personal development workshop, usually a 3 days workshop. The first time I did it was in 2022. Ever since 2022, I've not done it again. It was even recently I just delisted it from my seller account. So I'm going to be bringing it again. It will be a weekend where we just have beautiful conversations like this on personal growth and transformation for a token. Yes, start preparing yourself for that. I'm going to host it um, in um, in April. The second edition will be held in April, just for 3 days, a live class like this, and it's really going to help a lot of people. Okay. After the journaling session we had before the year began in the PDMP, I got myself a journal. Oh wow, that's great, Jemima. You need to take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot, Jemima. Yes, we have a program, PDMP. It's called the Personal Development Mastery Program. It's a six module course program. I call it the saving methodology. Many of you were in the class where I had the master class. We call it the saving methodology of personal growth. It's my own specific framework. It's my journey where I started off, where I take you walk you through the place of self-discovery. I'm able to walk you through the place of building authenticity, immersing yourself on the learning experience, and we'll now begin to talk about execution. We'll talk about intention and so many things in between that conversation. We call it the PDMP program, Personal Development Mastery Program. We're going to take this program to the height of charging $1,000 for a group coaching package. We are coming. We are coming because the program is just so loaded. I'll be launching another edition, hopefully in May or so. I don't know for now. But then we're going to be having a personal development workshop. The workshop is going to be centered around a core aspect of this framework, the core aspect of this framework, and really go deep into it. Just have conversations for hours, like for 6 hours, back to back. You're asking me questions, for going deep, and you're really building capacity. Okay, so that is it. Getting a journal is important, and it is really going to help us. Mami Lucentia says, I recently came to that realization and talked to myself and celebrate my energy rather than my weaknesses. Okay, that's really beautiful. I think you were also in that class, Mami Lucentia. You were in that class. So prepare for the workshop. It is going to help you scale. Um, I'm reading your comments now. Journaling. I hope you guys are taking screenshots. You can send me those screenshots. Journaling is truly therapeutic. When you pen down your thoughts and gratitude, you discover that you have a lot more than you realize. That's the truth. We have so much embedded within the fibers of our being. The challenge most times is that we're not in touch with them. Yeah, so we look at ourselves as people that are disempowered. We look at ourselves as people that are what disempowered. That's the methodology, the saving methodology. Okay, I omitted the aspect of vision management. The S is for we talk about self-discovery, authenticity, immersion, vision, intention, and execution. So powerful methodology. We're going to scale this methodology so far and wide. People all around the world will be able to connect with it because it's going to help them grow capacity, build depth, and also take their branding to the next level. Because in the place of execution and intention, so we talk about the unleashing of your brilliance, right? So, I'm going to answer your question, right? I've seen it. Self-discovery and growth. You can also begin to look at journaling from the place of self-discovery and growth. Journaling helps to facilitate self-discovery by encouraging individuals to explore their values, their beliefs, their strengths, their weaknesses. One major thing I've seen in life that is more like a challenge for a lot of us is the fact that um, a lot of times The reason we don't take steps is because we don't have knowledge in certain areas of life. If we have the right knowledge, we have the right tools, we have the right framework, life will be much easier for us. We will not have to struggle because once your awareness grows in an area of life, automatically execution will become the order of the day. Do you guys get it? Once your awareness grows in an area of life, execution becomes the order of the day. You're going to be prepared to take action immediately. There will be no room for hesitations anymore. So, another thing is mindfulness and presence. Journaling can also promote mindfulness. It can promote your ability to be present in every situation of life. It will begin to encourage your focus. If you are the type that journal a lot. So the reason we are distracted in the times that we're in is because people don't understand all of these different concepts and how to navigate it. It's really a challenge. So people don't know how to document their thoughts, their experiences, and to also go back, meditate upon them, sit down, brainstorm so that they can let go of stress, so that they can increase their self-awareness. Do you get it? The last point I want to talk about is connection and community. So journaling can be, be a communal activity. When I started the book I recommended by Carol, okay, reader, I said that the if you go on Instagram right now, you type Bujo. Somebody should type it in the comment Bujo. You're going to see over 6 million content or posts that's been made around the bullet journaling. Okay, bullet journaling. This is just a concept by an individual. Okay, this is just a concept by an individual, and I've recommended the book already. The title of the book, if you are not subscribed to our e-library, please do where to subscribe or even join our book club system. There's a link to this to our Telegram community in this description. So when you get to the Telegram community, I'm always there. You can contact me from Telegram. Okay. So the title of the book is The Bullet Journal Method. The Bullet Journal Method. The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll. The subtitle says use bullet journaling to clarify, prioritize, schedule, and reflect on your tasks and goals. Do you understand? So that is the book I will encourage you to go read. We are going to be having the book Motivation Monday by Monday. So I'll be teaching something. We have been talking about productivity. Hopefully, we are going to segue into another aspect. I was looking at us talking about decision making. How many of you love to talk about decision making? That is also a key aspect that we need bibliotherapy on. People don't know how to make decisions. Decision making. So you have 10 brothers, you are praying, you don't know who to choose. It's a problem with decision making. So people need knowledge in that aspect as well. So let me see if we can look into decision making as we continue in the book Motivation Monday. So book Motivation Monday, guys, is a time where I teach book specifically. Readers Public Show is where I teach general around reading, personal development, different aspects. And the crop of the matter is that I do a lot of book recommendations in the Readers Public Show. So that you know that even as you're interacting with knowledge, there are books you can also read for you to build depth in that area of life. You get it? So sometimes you can even come here and just talk about books. So it's all encompassing. All right. So journaling can be a communal activity where individuals share their journals with others or participate in group journaling sessions. It can foster connection. It can foster empathy. All right, and a sense of belonging as people share their stories and experiences with each other. How many of you love to participate in this kind of journaling experience? I think in the PDMP program, we didn't really incorporate this experience. Maybe I'm looking at it right now in the next cohort where we just exchange our journaling, the what we have journaled, and then we can get feedback from individuals. All right, depending on what it is. And then that can also help us increase empathy. And somebody can just sit down and be like, oh my God, so my sister, you went through that? Ha, that's really serious. So, okay, God. So how did you overcome? There was a time we are talking about the library of people. I've forgotten the country. Gladys that sent me the flyer. Guys, you can see, remember if you have been following me, Human Library. Yes, Human Library, where people just go there, they go and listen to people's experiences and they learn from their lives, right? So that is the book, guys, book analysis by Jemima. So you can Go read it. Now the question is, please, from Bright, please would you advise we keep electronic journaling, or how do we maintain the balance? Electronic journaling is also okay. It's cool. I do a lot around electronic journaling. If you go to my drive now, I have a place where I do a lot around idea dumping. I do a lot around just looking into my thoughts, my goals, and all of that. So, but I would also say that you can also have. I got a board last year. It's over there. I got a board, more like a notice board. So in the morning, I do all my journaling and I pin it to the board. I pin it to the board, then I go back and review. So in the place of journaling, I'm able to come up with what mine, because it's really very hectic most times to be able to cope with so many things in life. So I just sit down by 4 a.m. I'm just writing things down. Okay, this was what happened in this area, that was what happened in that area. What do I do going forward? I'm just talking to myself. We call it soliloquizing, right? What should I do going forward? I just write things down. So when I am done, all right, I'm able to come up with what my goals for the day is going to be like, so that I can project forward. It's really a lot of work anyway. Yes, but if you are consistent with it, it will not be taking more than 10 to 15 minutes to do that. So I'll now write down, okay, in this aspect to project further, okay, I'll begin to do this, I'll begin to do that. So if it's this aspect, this is what I will do going forward. I will do this one once in a day, twice in a day. So that is it. So electronic journaling is good, but you have to discipline yourself when it comes to notifications. Yes, you have to discipline yourself on that. If you go through the book we just recommended, the Buju, um, bullet journaling, the author recommended that we shouldn't do electronic journaling, that we should focus more on the physical journaling, where we get a book, we get all of those things, and we can write them down so we are not distracted from the internet, except if you are over disciplined, like you will not be carried away by other things. Sometimes you may not even want to um, look at your WhatsApp or your email, but somebody may just be calling you all of a sudden, and you will not be looking at the name. Maybe the person hasn't called you for a long time, like, ah, this could be an urgent call, and you pick it. Before you come back to yourself, you have lost a lot. So most times you can just carry your phone and keep it in a separate room, carry your devices, keep in a separate place, or maybe if you have your home office, keep it there, and just focus on what is most important. Do you get it? But then I would say that you can also infuse it to a percentage. Maybe your electronic journaling could be 30%, then your what's it called? Your physical could be 70 or 60/40 as the case may be, because there are times you want to quickly dump something somewhere. You do not have your writing materials, but you have your phone. You can quickly go to your drive where you have a safe space for journaling. Some people also use applications, right? If you know of any application that is edible, that is beautiful for journaling, I think there are a lot of them. There are a couple of them on Play Store. It would also be that. So if you have access to them, you can recommend to the community. You can send to me, yeah, that you have used. So let there be that balance. Don't keep writing, jot down your thoughts. It really helps. It helps a lot. Yeah, guys, have you learned something today? Have you learned something? Yeah, we'll be here for the past 1 hour. We're rounding off now. Been able to address one question, which is really fulfilling. So we're rounding off. Next week, we're going to continue on this journey. I've just been looking at the things that we'll be discussing so far. We'll be talking about introspection, self-reflection, really looking deep within to see how you are able to come up higher in the place of awareness, so that you can finally be able to live the life that is beautiful and brilliant. So anticipate next week Friday for another powerful edition, even as we take our conversation to the next level with Michael. Yeah, this is the first time stopping by watching this replay. I hope you've learned a lot. You can get in contact with us through our Telegram community. The link is in the description. And if you also would love to connect on a deeper level, you need mentorship, you want to join the book club system that we've got, you want to work with me on a direct level, you are welcome, guys. Send me a DM and we'll take it up from there. Maybe for a clarity session of 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be able to unravel what you really need at this level of your life. So the show here is a place where we just talk and we gist, we look deep within, and we're able to grow. I need you to take this up seriously, guys. Maybe you should invite someone next week. Or what do you think? Okay, what do you think, guys? Maybe we should invite somebody, right? So we're gonna meet on Monday, 5 a.m. What for Book Motivation Monday. I will see you on Monday morning and on Friday, as the case may be. All right. Have a beautiful and a lovely, lovely weekend. Enjoy yourself and bye for now. Thank you for showing up. For those of you that showed up, bye. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. That's one of my son would always say. See you tomorrow and next week.